EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Carolinas and Bank of America Stadium here in Uptown Charlotte. Just a moment ago, the lights, the cameras, the action, all the pyrotechnics, everything was ablaze, everything was allowed here in Bank of America Stadium as Carolina emerged from their tunnel. And we are ready to go as the Panthers get set to match up with Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals. Now a play fake here on first down. Green's got it over the middle. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And Dalton to throw, and that's incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And Eifert has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. And it'll be Dalton again. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Thomas Davis leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Dalton here from the gun. Over the middle, complete. It's Green. And he'll get it down here to the 43. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting. Looking for his tight end, Eifert, and it's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now he's forced out left. He may try and run for this. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
And his kick here is good. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now a first carry from Giovanni Bernard. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They go play action here on 1st down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete pass. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Luke Kuechly able to run him down for a loss of a yard. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. From the gun, Dalton. And he's going to go down again. Luke Kuechly in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. The linebacker, Preston Brown, brings him down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On the ball.
To throw on 2nd down is Newton. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. On 1st and 10, Newton. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. They find some open field here. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody come. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice 1st down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on 1st down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Another run, this time McCaffrey. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that.
Come on now. Hey, get right there. Get right there. Get right there.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Panthers add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead grows to 10-0. Gano out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals getting set to go. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first two drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
The drive starts with a handoff to Bernard. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Dalton gives to Bernard. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it, and boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup, and guess what? It's now third and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
Despite only needing one, Dalton to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Dalton throwing on 2nd down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Green. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. From midfield here, Dalton looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down.
The screen was executed and completed, but where's the worry on the play? How many times is a quarterback going to get hit? Because offensive linemen have to do an acting job, of making sure it looks like they're whiffing on blocks. But you got to slow them down a little bit, because if you don't, that's a lot of big guys coming at your quarterback in a big, fast way. And, boy, he can get hurt.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down.
Early down stuffs will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Do some.
From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Now, after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite at that level and not at that age. But I
was going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played.
Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know, the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
The point after is good, and that makes our score 17-0. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And out now, here come the Bengals. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
He drops it off for Bernard. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Hey, get ready for something coming left.
Now a carry for Bernard. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
3rd and 2 for Dalton. He's got his man, Boyd. And he is going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. They only get 5 out of that quick slant, but that's good enough for a first. Two minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more from Charlotte after this. Fakes the give to Bernard. Dalton under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Mario Addison. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Operating from the gun. Dalton steps away to his left. And he slides to avoid the hit. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And the Bengals on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is third down and 12. From the gun, Dalton, and this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to...
And I don't think he made it out. Anderson didn't. He didn't make it out, and that's going to be a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt. And if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah,
and for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Dante Jackson, the first of his career. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. So that's now 3 first-half interceptions, and that last one even costlier as it's returned for 6 points. So as a quarterback, how do you regain your focus?
Well, QB 101 says you never show them that you're sweating. Still act like you're the guy, that you've thrown 6 touchdown passes, not 3 interceptions. But he's human. He's got to face up to his teammates. He's got to own up to that. See if he can brace up and also not look over his shoulder and see his backup starting to warm up. It's going to be a tough one for him.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll make it a second down.
Go on the ball.
Dalton, that was hit, and Dalton lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Third and long. What will Dalton dial up? And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. Here's another failure right there on third down.
Here's Kevin Huber now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Yards. Well done on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. On the NFL scoreboard, second quarter up in Minneapolis. And the Bills have taken the early lead. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. Now Newton on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw again. Newton. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick. Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? Underneath, this is Bernard. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Andy Dalton now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10. A final shot before break. Dalton, his throw incomplete. So it's halftime here in Charlotte with a Panthers. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And some room to maneuver. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Carolina. As his guys are in for 6, and the Panthers add on to their lead.
And talk about taking words and bringing them to life. At halftime, I will guarantee you in their locker room, they talked about pressing the kicking game because you can get an advantage if you do it right, and they just did.
Extra point safely through, and that'll push the lead up to 29 now. That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Dalton, 1st and 10. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Denoris Searcy. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
No matter the week, no matter the team, you're going to hear coaches wax nostalgic for big tight ends that can control the edge of the line of scrimmage. Well, sometimes you don't have a tight end in the game, so now you're looking at your tackles. Can they control the perimeter? Make sure that that gets sealed off so there's no penetration off of the edge. If they're able to do that, that's why a toss play is successful. Because once they get to the edge, they can pick and choose their spot, which way to run, whether it's deep outside or cutting it back inside to pick up big yardage. On that play, they controlled the edge so well, they picked up an excellent chunk of yardage.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Newton now to throw. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Still fighting for more. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
We're good. We're good. Everyone's got 4. 4 down. Lights 59. Lights 59.
Operating from the gun, Dalton. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Thomas Davis. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Charles, when plays like that work, it's a thing to behold, but sometimes we see why they're very deep in the playbook.
And how many times have we been at practice and heard all the other guys chirping about, you know, I used to play quarterback in high school, I can do this, until it becomes a game situation. Not quite the same in many cases.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. First target, first catch, and a first down.
Nice connection here with Ian Thomas, a rookie out of Indiana. And he's one of those guys I truly believe his best football is ahead of him. Always has been a consistent blocker. His receiving gets better and better. I thought in 2017 with IU, he was terrific. And now, he gives a great addition to the Carolina Panthers passing game.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now 2nd down. Back to throw, Newton. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Carl Lawson in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. Newton to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. And this one is right through. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
Ooh, what a juke. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there. Getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
second down, Dalton. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Here's Dalton. And now here's another interception. Dante Jackson picks it, and they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And Thomas has it. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Now a first down throw for Newton. Trying to lay one up deep. And that's going to be caught by Funchess for a Carolina touchdown. Devin Funchess, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And thanks to the interception, the Panthers offense cashes in with 6. Gano out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Oh, what a move. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Denoris Cersei. And he'll actually lose 6 yards on the return, but I don't think they can. On first down, it's Newton. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there for Carolina. 46 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal. To throw is Newton. And it's going to be caught by Funchess for a Carolina touchdown. Devin Funchess. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And thanks to the interception, the Panthers offense cashes in with 6. Extra point up and through. And that will extend this big lead. Gano out to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now. 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll begin here with Bernard. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle made there by Mike Adams, a strong safety.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
They'll run again with Bernard. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Denora Searcy in on the stop.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. And able to find Green. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Passing. It's Dalton. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. The all-pro linebacker Luke Kuechly right there on the coverage, stride for stride.
If you're a defender, one of the fun things about playing zone defenses, especially in today's football, is that it's not as static as it was in the good old days, meaning you just drop to a point and react into the football. Now you end up with a lot of man-to-man principles once you get into your zone defense. In other words, get to your assignment and then locate a guy coming into your area, and then you end up covering him almost man for man. That allows him to make more plays on the football like the one we just saw there.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he stopped immediately there. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
And when you don't pick up the necessary yardage in that situation, sometimes it starts to put a little doubt in the play caller's mind about what he's going to run on the next play. Because most of them, they thought they were going to pick it up right then and there. Now they've got to adjust what they're doing, adjust what they're thinking, and maybe they go away from what they originally thought.
This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now. 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Go on the ball. On the ball.
Throwing. Dalton. Over the middle. That's caught by Ross. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Quick slant there gets him the first down. 6 yards on the play. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this.
Right. Four down. Here you go. 5-0. 5-0. We're good.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Here you go. 93, 52, 93, 44, 44. Here you go. On the ball.
Dalton throwing on 2nd down. Green's got it over the middle. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Bullock good on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Bullock out now to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. Now a hit and a loose football. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not. The ball comes out.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Funches with a catch over the middle. And he takes this down deep into Cincinnati territory. Give him 30 yards there. Newton now 12 of 16 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Newton's going to throw it. This will be caught just inside the 10. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, Newton. Flush to his right. This will be caught at about the 6. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. The Panthers on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. To the air again, Newton. And it's caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off, but in this situation, it lingers a little bit.